I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy, 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 boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here. So for the day done, you are gonna love over yes sir.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Yo, Chubba Dog, SK New Erdis, the body out there, Sniper King I represent for I Am Sure Sports. You get to me, I say, when you want the latest news and sports and updates and all of that, check out I Am Sure Sports. You know the thing goes in. Remember, cover the whole island. Remember Kingston, Westmoreland, Galchester, Orchard Race, Galtigo Bay, everywhere. I Am Sure Sports, check it out for the latest news and latest updates. Sniper King I represent. Where them feel like, yeah, someone on for the food from we young, from we there, you need height. I Am Sure Sports. Yeah, dog.
Yes. Good afternoon and welcome to everyone watching at this time. Wherever you're watching from, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good day to you. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. If your anniversary, happy anniversary to you. If you're celebrating your singlehood, happy singlehood day to you. You understand me? But you need to get a lady, or if you're a lady, you need to get a man in your life. Yeah, right, and make things right. Bird can't fly upon one wing. You understand me? But big up one and all. You understand me? And today I have a couple of videos to do. I have a video that is lined up for 2 o'clock today. We will have on Rudolph Speed and Donovan Duke and a couple of the JPL players talking about the finals of the JPL. But this video I had to come on today. I took some time. I slept over the 23-man squad, and I want to give my thoughts on it. Today I'm going to try to be as respectful, diplomatic as possible, but honest in my opinion, and feel about this 23-man squad and give my expectations. I'm also from the 23-man squad, I'm going to, with you, the persons in the comment section, look to select a 11-man starting team that we believe that Coach Whitmore would use, and then select an 11-man team that we, the fans, think would give us the best result. I'm wondering, as I begin my discourse today, I'm wondering what is happening, or if there's some reverse psychology. And so one of the first point I want to make today, that I'm wondering if there's some reverse psychology taking place in terms of team selection, because some of the things that I'm seeing in the squad are it makes me wonder if there's a defiance against the fans crying out for certain players. I go back to Anthony Grant, that there was a great push for Anthony Grant and there was great defiance until we were in a situation of desperation, and then Anthony Grant was drafted into the team. I'm wondering if when we as fans call out for certain players, then there is a defiance against those particular players. And maybe there is reverse psychology being used. Like if we call for certain players, they are not selected, but the players that we don't call for, they are selected. And maybe there's reverse psychology being used in the system, and maybe we need to implement some reverse psychology because it's not making sense. All right. By this, you'd have seen the 23-man squad. The 3 goalkeepers are are kind of okay. There is no issue with them, which Andre Blake, Dennis Taylor, and Dylan Barnes. I don't think any of us can complain. They have been consistently in the team for a while, and the coach has been working with them. I had some earlier reports or suggestion that Jaden White would have been called up, but that didn't happen. No problem. Totally understandable. Like I said, because the coach, he has been working with Jaden, with Dennis Taylor, and therefore, I understand that selection. So most of us would not argue with the players that have been selected for the goalkeeping position. So in that regard, those three players are okay. In fact, many of us would have objected if Jaden White was called up. All right. Now, for me, this squad is top heavy, middle missing, and backline imbalance. So it's heavy at the top, center forward, light in the middle or empty in the middle, and imbalance at the back. And let me explain to you what I mean by that. I still believe that by the time we get to the fourth, changes are going to be made. I still believe that, because I think players are going to, at least one player would not be available. All right. So I believe that changes are going to be made to this squad, which is unfortunate because I'm not sure that the players were contacted before and their clubs to find out the state of their injuries. So by the fourth, when the squad is supposed to arrive in Texas, we could see a possible one or two changes to the team. But let me pause right now and thank all of you for joining. Balakar, Demo, Alex, Fresh God, Coach Minzy from the coach's desk, big up. And all the others who are probably watching. Like I said, it's an early stream. Some persons are at work. So let's go ahead. So the three goalkeepers, I mean, most of us are okay with them. Andre Blake, Dylan Barnes, Dennis Taylor. Center backs, we have four center backs. Damian Lowe, Adrian Mariappa, Liam Moore, and Ethan Pinnock. Right? I think if Ethan Pinnock doesn't represent his club this weekend, and Liam Moore, who missed his club game or his team game yesterday, there could be replacements for them. Who will come in? I don't know. But if these guys' club don't clear them, they may be replaced in the team. So presently, I think there is some imbalance in our central defensive position. All right. Right backs. Again, we have gone with three right backs: Alvas Powell, O'Neal Fisher, and Javane Brown. I'm trying to be as respectful as possible because people are very thin-skinned. And I realize that coaches, administrators, and footballers are becoming very thin-skinned. You can't say anything or else they are offended and they feel away. So let me say this. There is no need for us to have three right backs and only one left back, who is Kemar Lawrence. Or as far as we know, only one person who is left-footed who can play left back. If we play someone else there, and remember, Kemar Lawrence could get injured and he's out. So let's pause and look right there. So the first question I want to ask, why isn't Amari Bell in the team? Whatever happened, we need to know. That's why we need a press conference. If not Amari Bell, why wasn't Greg Lee called in over O'Neal Fisher? Why? We need a press conference to find that out. Is it that he's unavailable? Because as far as we know, he is available. As far as we know, Amari Bell is available. Why aren't these players available? If you don't want to call any of them, why would you still pick O'Neal Fisher over Wes Harding, who can also play centre back, not knowing the status of Ethan Pinnock and Liam Moore. So my first objection, respectful objection to the squad, is that O'Neill Fisher should not have been selected when we have two left-sided wing-backs who could have been selected, Greg Lee and Amari Bell. I could work with Alvas and work with Javane Brown, but O'Neill Fisher was not needed in the squad. And I'm wondering if the players don't have, like, come on. I mean, how do you feel to know that you're in a team that if your main left back goes out, there's no one there to replace him? Are you comfortable with that? We need explanation. So let's move up. So like I said, these are highlighting. What I've just stated is highlighting that there is some problems in the defense. There is no way that Greg Lee being available, he should not have been selected. And we need to hear as to why. When players are not selected in the team, there must be a press conference to explain this. This is not a private issue. This is not finances and salaries. This is not about the structure of the federation. This is not about the ability of the coach. This is about the squad selection. There should be a statement. And in that statement, even if not a press conference, there should be a statement that explains some of the notable absentees from the team. All right, so let's move up into midfield. Again, we have gone into fixtures without a designated CDM who is known for ball winning. We have people who can play the position, but they are not ball winning CDMs, meaning that they don't tackle well or tackle regularly enough or break up plays regularly enough. Now, in that position, we have Daniel Johnson, I suppose, who will be converted to a CDM position. We have Devon Williams, and we have Javon Watson. All right, so there are three persons. Should Daniel Johnson be in the team? Certainly. Should Devon Williams be in the team? Certainly. But there must be space in here for Kevin Stewart. There's no way Kevin Stewart should not have been included in this team, seeing that he has all his documentation and he is available to play if selected. Now, even if the coach or the coaching staff or the selection committee wants to keep Javon Watson, they could keep him and still bring in Kevin Stewart. This is just for the game against the USA. Kevin Stewart should be in the squad. Should be. Because he is a better CDM than any of the CDMs that are in the present team for the USA game. Would he fit in? Would he gel with the national team? We have a couple of days to do that. And unlike the game against Panama, the senior coach will be with the team. So he will be better able to get them to do what he wants them to do in training. So, Kevin Stewart. Now you may be saying, well, who would you have taken out to put in Kevin Stewart? If I take out O'Neill Fisher and take out O'Neill Fisher, I bring in Greg Lee, or I bring in an Amari Bellas cover for Kemar Lawrence, who would I replace Kevin Stewart with? Seeing that the coach insists on playing, or having Javon Watson. I put it to you that the Kevin Stewart option is a better option than Javon Watson. So if there's no way to increase the squad to 25, I would eliminate Javon Watson. So let's go to other midfielders and wide players. There is Bobby Reed, Junior Fleming, Kemar Roofe, Jamal Lowe, and Tyreek McGee. All of those players I would select. And if I had a problem, the one I would take out, which is not a necessity, is if I had somebody of better quality to bring in, I would rest Junior Fleming. That's it. But in there, but this is just rest. But him being in the squad is not a problem. So none of those players, Bobby Reed, Junior Fleming, Kemar Roofe, Jamal Lowe, Tyreek McGee, I would keep them. However, up front, I don't need 4 center forwards. I don't need 4 point men. And this team has 4 point men. Mikel Antonio, Javan East, Shamar Nicholson, Andre Gray. And here's the truth. Jamal Lowe can play the point position and Kemar Roofe. We do not need 4 others. That is 6 players in that position. So what would I have done? This is where I would have replaced Javan East. Javan East would not be in my team. You say, why? He would not be. I would take out Javan East, and there are a couple of options that I have. Kevin Stewart could come in for him. And if not Kevin Stewart for him and someone else, then I could even go for the youngster, Kaheem Paris. Why would I go for Paris? Because he provides me with an option on the wide, out on the wide left or wide right, with his space. If Bobby Reed is not playing well, or if I need to move Jamal Lowe inside. But Javan East should not have been selected for this squad, in my humble opinion. So my assumption is that there is some reverse psychology. Maybe we need to cry out for Javan East and Javan Watson to be in the team. And maybe we need to cry out for them. And if we cry out for them, maybe they get eliminated. Because when we say we don't want them in the team, they get selected. There are too many forwards. Andre Gray, Shamar Nicholson, Javan East, Mikel Antonio, Jamal Lowe, Kemar Roofe. We have 6 persons who can play center forward and no CDM. I don't understand it. I don't understand. And this is why, again, the press conference is important. Because we want to know, because here it is that Jamal Lowe was not selected as part of the Gold Cup. I'm happy that he's back in the team. But we have put ourselves not in a very peculiar position in terms of how the team is. Because somebody now is going to sit on the bench. Because the team is imbalanced. We are in a crisis. And I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to not be overly critical. But we have not strengthened the weakest part of our team, the CDM. When we had a player available in Kevin Stewart, it would have been just for this game at least, because Anthony Grant comes back. So my question is then, if this is the 23 for this game, what happens? Listen to me, people. What happens when Ravel Morris and Anthony Grant is available? Who gets dropped out of the team? Who gets dropped out of the team? Have you thought about that? Have you thought about who gets dropped out of the squad? I put it to you that we may all be surprised. We may all be surprised. If we can't do a press conference, there should be a press release. In other words, there should be something in our newspapers that we can read and understand why there are these notable absentees. Notable for the USA game. Why? We need to know. We need answers. We cannot go into this game without a CDM. It makes no sense. It makes no sense, people. It makes no sense. We are putting ourselves in a very, very difficult position against a USA team that is coming out to win. They're not coming out to look at draw. They're at home. We should have strengthened this position. And so I have Alex, and he's going to join me.
Hey man, how are you doing?
How you doing, man? You don't know that when you're going on people's stream, you must do your phone like this, man, so
Okay,
you can see.
So
There you go.
So you can see me now, man, man.
Yeah, everybody can see that you're just a youngster. Yeah, Alex, what are your thoughts on this team selection?
So JFF just posted on the screen on the Instagram page. There's only one player that missing out of the squad out of the 8, and that's Ravel Morrison. That's kind of mind-boggling to me. That's only Ravel Morrison missing out of the team. But I was expecting that one to be missing. As I can said, I think he should have bring more, possibly CDM, bringing Michael Hector or somebody that bins with the team or more, that play with Speedy and more and accumulate with Speedy. I think you throw him in there, whichever one to throw him in there and let him play with Speedy. I'm not saying it's gonna be the worst thing, but worst case scenario, but you're gonna let USA open up the middle and run through with McKenny and Taylor Adams and Des. I'm just saying they have the better midfielders. So if you wanted to control this game, bring more than CDM in the position of controlling this game, and I think that's where Topper dropped the ball wrong again. He knows Anthony Grant can't go to USA. Why don't bring in the 60%, 70% on 60%, 70% fit Kevin Stewart that can get the job done? You know, he makes the team play more better. So why didn't bring in that man? They bring a 24-man squad. Not saying and due to the squad releases of other players, they released a 26-man squad. Why you couldn't release a more with more CDM and a help with Taxi? I only see 3 right backs. Is that true, Manima?
Yeah, there are 3 right backs and 1 left back. Only Taxi playing left back.
I already said only official can play. There's no West Harden in the team either. So I'm wondering.
I'm not even complaining about West Harden because you have Javane Brown and Alvas Paul. So let me give them that. What I don't understand is who is cover for Kemar Lawrence. We don't have any cover for Kemar Lawrence. You can also use Mariappa. You can use Mariappa at right back, but we don't have any cover for Kemar Lawrence. Why not call Greg Lee or Amari Bell?
They're gonna use only official. I think that's what. Management. As I said, management. I remember the contract was signed with the players. I think he's obligated to not let out some of these players in the team management. Because when the contract signed, the players are saying they sit down with the coach with more and talk and whatever. So I feel like this is one of the cases where the players are totally in control and they have to get called up management because they did sign their contract and the coach guaranteed them a game time in their system. So I guess that's the problem, management. I don't really know what's really going on. I don't know if the coach realized these players are not producing for him and he keep on calling them over and over again. And he dropping in rankings, which players can go to Europe because due to the rankings and all their work permit, I don't know what the same man is, man.
Yeah.
It's really mind-boggling.
Let me say this. With Ravel Morris, I don't think Ravel Morris is going to be around for any of these 3 games. My understanding is that, listen, one of the players that has not inspired the coaching staff in terms of his operation and play is Ravel Morris. So I would not be surprised if he's not around for these 3 games at all. Not just the USA game. I know there are some problems with him going in the USA, but I could see us playing these 3 games without Ravel Morris from what I've been hearing.
Let me ask you a question. I am sure. The 24-man squad that released, is that the 24-man squad that for the whole entire world qualified for 3 games?
This 23-man squad, that's what I don't see many changes except for Grant coming in. Who's already in the squad?
Yeah, I saw that they posted with Grant in the squad, but I'm saying
Right.
They didn't post. They posted 24-man squad, including Grant in it, with a black
Right.
asterisk on their name. But what happened to there's
Yeah.
not 26-man or 30-man squad? I heard it was
But
supposed
that's
to
what
come
I'm
30.
saying. What I am saying is that they should have added more players and
When
added
if it,
Kevin Stewart. But not only that, it is also possible that Ethan Pinnock could pull out or Liam Moore could pull out given the state of their injuries. Right? No, let me just say a couple of things. Alex, because one person, Ishmael King, is saying, why not play Javane Brown at left back? He has never played left back. Why do you take one of your best right backs and put him at left back when he has never played it? Not even in schoolboy football, he did that. When you have a left back, why do we need to take somebody who has not played the position to play it when we have somebody who played it well?
Greg Lee
Played well, and he's playing good now, and he's available. Like what I'm saying also with the Ravel situation is that Ravel may not be available for these 3 games, not just the USA game. But remember, Anthony Grant's name is in the squad. He's just not going to the USA. Ravel's name is not in it, which is indicating to us that is not just the USA game that he could be missing, but he could also be missing the other 2 games. Barring injuries to players, and he be called in. Read between the lines, people. If he were going to be a part of it, his name would have been on it, just like Anthony Grant, with asterisks beside it.
That's what I saw. That's why I was like wondering why his name is not under there with the asterisk. I mean, man, this is so crazy. I don't know what these guys are doing. Who's the squad selection process? I don't know who picks the squad management.
All I'm saying, all right, let me just help you, Alex. Thanks for that question. But let me say this. Ishmael King, if you can show me, Ishmael King, tell me the games, which game Javian Brown played left back and which team he played it for. I will watch the tapes. Tell me. You understand me? Javian Brown, I cannot, in other words, not because a person can play left back means you have a left back. Why not call up the left back? You could have named a 26-man squad.
That's what USA did.
If Javane Brown is good enough to replace Kemar Lawrence at left back and he's a better right back, it also means then why not play him at right back where he's better? If he's good enough to play left back.
That's Simple. What I'm saying. Why the coach is not playing him there, management? Why the coach keep on playing Alva's Power? You see his deficiency. Every time, you realize, management, every team that we played in the last 3 World Cup, the 2 games that Alva's Power played, every ball is coming down for the Gold Cup and they're on his side every time. And I honestly shit at the ball. Look, he holds on to the ball. He can't make a proper pass. He just holds on the ball and hug it up. Like, I'm wondering if this guy really knows where to play like football. He's not even playing in LA Galaxy first team. He's playing the second team. This USL team. Man, what the coach is doing? I'm asking myself.
He's at LA Galaxy or at Portland?
LA Galaxy. He made a switch last summer. But me and some people was talking and they said he playing in USL right now. Or players that plays with him in the USL.
Okay.
I'm telling you, man, this is mind-boggling right now. My head hurts me, man.
Let me just say this again. All right, because you're asking the question, Alex, about right before I took Ishmael's point that who selects the team. Let me say this to you all. If based on the squad that he selected, Whitmore cannot tell me that he was forced to select any players. This team has the coach's stamp. Look at the players that are on it. You will see that this team selected is rubber stamped by the coach. I don't want to hear anything that there are outside influences. When you look at the crop of players, you can tell that these are players that the coach likes. So I'm going to show us our problem, Alex, because I'm going to pick what I believe. I've already picked what I believe. It is Whitmore's 11. I'm going to bring it up on the screen. But go ahead, let me hear what you have.
What I heard was, I'm not know if it's true, but this is not the views from management. This is the views from me. What I heard was that Javon Watson is bringing into the squad just because the division is in a team with the English-based players and the local-based players. That's what I heard. To try to depart that way for them to like have a stable camp. That's what I heard. The big the camp. It connects English-based players and the local-based players together. That's what I heard, though. I'm not sure if it's true.
All right. So let me say this. Congratulations. But here's the thing. You could have named a CDM if that was his purpose. Put him in the 26 and still call in a CDM. You have not.
That's what I was saying, man. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem if he's in the squad doing that, man. But I have a problem if not call us other CDM. He's the only obvious CDM and he's 37, right? Why didn't he call Andrew Vanzi? I think Andrew Vanzi gonna get the job done in USA.
Listen, but we have Kevin Stewart.
Man.
What
the best local defensive midfielder in the league right now? Can you watch a league more than me? Me not watch a league properly.
I'm telling you, it is such a hard thing to even select. I'm telling you, and I've kept on saying this. If I were going to select someone, I would not select anyone in that position from the local league. From what I've seen.
Okay.
From what I've seen, but if I had a choice between Vanzi and Javon Watson, I'm going for Vanzi. And I'm saying, okay, you want Vanzi in to build unity, which I think it is the coach's job and the captain of the team job. The captain have a bigger say. If the captain cannot bring unity, it is pointless to ask a player to bring unity. That is the coach's job and the captain's job. I'm logical, all right? So fine, even if you want him to be in there, USA named 26 men, Panama named 26, Canada named 26. Why not name 26?
Money.
And add somebody else.
You think it's because of the money?
Yeah, but watch this. Watch it. What money? All right, it's money. All right, don't pay Watson because you don't plan on bringing him in to play him. You bring him to bring unity. So save the Watson money and spend it on somebody else. If that is the truth, if that is the case. But let me show you what the problem is. We're going to look at at what I believe is Whitmore's starting 11 because I've selected what I believe he would start, and then I will tell you, I'll share with you people what I would do. Now, remember,
easy, during the hell and
yeah, you seen that, Alex?
Yeah, I've seen that.
People, I hope you've seen it, right? So
that's what you think Whitmore is gonna do?
Yeah, I think that is what Whitmore is going to do.
Not a bad squad though.
What do you think, people? Andre Blake in goal, Kemar Lawrence at left back, Ethan Pinnock at left centre back, Damian Lowe right centre back, Alvas Powell right back, Javon Watson and Speedy CDM, Bobby Reed, Daniel Johnson top midfield, Bobby Reed on the right, Jamal Lowe on the left, and Mikel Antonio up front. What do you think?
I don't think me personally. I don't think it's a bad team management. If they only way they can win this game is try to play the ball over the top because USA the defender can't manage the balls over the top and try neutralize Brooks with Antonio and neutralize the wing. So can have Brooks 1-on-1 with Antonio, neutralize him. They're gonna try close him down in the game. That's what USA players gonna do. They're gonna try double team him. So Antonio need to hold up the play and bring players in, and I think you can get more effective out of Daniel Johnson in that game. But the CDM part with Javon Watson is an issue for me. I think that's one of the parts, and I think they're gonna go down to the right hand side. They're gonna always try to go down to the right hand side with Brendan Harrison trying to spread the balls in. But I think if you play the ball over the top against USA, I think you can have a better chance because they're crying for team. They kind of said that John Brooklyn is not the best defender, so hopefully they can neutralize this. And I want them to be precise on the set pieces. I'm looking for a point out of this game, management. To be honest, I think a point can get us out of this game, but it's not a bad team as it seems. I think it's good enough. I think it probably can get the job done, but it's not the best team though.
All right. So I hear some people saying, I don't think Mikel Antonio chose to play for Jamaica to sit on bench. So I'm going to go with some people because they're saying that bench Mikel Antonio. All right, Alex? So
no, I still shot Bowser because Bowser are really all right, cool. But you saw That squad are defending very good.
Yes.
So the defending very good. Okay.
Oh, the squad defending good?
Yeah.
Let me put in Shamar Nicholson.
So you want to reach him again and the elbow in the cheek, you have a mass.
I'm going to follow Balakar and show him how his thing will look, right?
Management, what about 4-1-4-1 management? What do you think about the position? 4-1-4-1.
Listen, I don't think the coach is going to change his position. His formation, not for this game. I don't think he's going to change his formation for this game. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening with Coach Whitmore. Right? The problem, okay. Balakar, that if you put what's his name, young baller there, Alex Marshall, you're gonna have problem. Not Alex Marshall. If you put McGee where Bobby Reed is, you're going to have problems.
Definitely gonna have problem. Definitely gonna have problem.
Yeah, so
I think McGee have to come out for the bench. Management, the field focus is dominant. USA score point in the first 10-15 minutes. You try to play the game through transition, wave to wave after wave. So you will say if you come out, you press a tapper, I would do press the first 10 minutes management, right? Ease up after the press, try neutralize, try get back and try get the ball off the USA and try to build position. The next 30 minutes again, we're drawing back, pressing before halftime, press USA, because they can't angle press properly. We don't know if you realize when we call it Canada press them and score the goal. They press them, they can't manage press properly. I think USA is dangerous when you let them use the flank mostly. The game I come from and I'm going to use a guy called Ricardo Pepe. You know Ricardo Pepe
man.
He's a youngster that plays in FC Dallas. They're gonna try to use him, but I don't think they're gonna use him in this game though. I think they're gonna use Justice Darius. So I think that's a good one. What do you think, man?
I think we just need to do what we need to do. We can't focus on like I think the problem we're gonna have is focusing on what the USA is going to do instead of focusing on our game.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to focus on what are our strengths and play that.
Play to your strengths, then.
Yeah, we have to play to our strength. Balakar, I don't think we can play Tyreek McGee out on the flank.
Big up Jairus. Fish God send me a coach. But I look at a different perspective. So we don't know about football, you know. So yeah, just a similar thing. You see me? So we don't know. There's a similar thing on it. I just feel like if you play the game in transition, I think you can beat USA. I think the defensive line is what the weakest place in the game, and they don't get an out number 9. But they're gonna try you with Jesse Zardes. They start Jesse Zardes. I think they're not gonna score before halftime though. I don't think Jesse Zardes is good enough. Right, man?
Okay. Listen, again, here's my thing, Alex. When I come to select teams, I have to pick the players that I believe are going to play for Jamaica and what Jamaica is going to do. Because regardless of what the USA bring, if we don't get our team right, we are in problem.
So all your approaches USA team now, management. If you were stopper.
Here's the thing. Based on the squad, and this is what I'm saying. So based on my team that I would select, like I told you, that is the 4 in defense. I think Tapa is going to play Javon Watson.
Mm-hmm. You know, some rough for the middle, them kick down the body. USA about them though. That feel like
I think he's like, why would he bring him over Kevin Stewart without a CDM and not starting? Think about that. Let's be logical. Would he bring him as a CDM and not starting? Okay, Balakar is saying that he's not saying replace Bobby Reed. He's saying replace Daniel Johnson. So you'd put Daniel Johnson on the bench.
You're mad.
Balakar.
You get more effective out of Daniel Johnson. But if you can get the ball to Daniel Johnson and drive, I think Jamal Lowe is good in it. Jamal Lowe really lose the ball like the opposition half in it. If you watch him play in the man. He really lose the ball in it.
Let's work with Balakar starting 11. Let's work it. Let's work with
The
Balaka.
Balaka, you put Maggie there. You make me Kenny and then run right through the middle. Okay, then. Sorry.
It's hard to find McGee name, you know, on this thing. I wonder if it's there. Oh yeah, I found it. I found him. I found his name. He's on it.
Yeah, man, they need for press. They need for press USA. That's how I said. Mikel Antonio, Bobby Reed, Jamalo, they need to press the USA backline. If you press the USA backline, you're gonna make them make mistake, and that's what you want them to do. They're gonna keep on playing the ball to Mark Turner, and Mark Turner is not good with the ball at his feet. So press them,
Okay.
and push up a line, push up the ball at them. You got
All
beer
right.
man
So
security.
all right. So let's go to Balakar. Let's go to Balakar front four. This is what Balakar would do for his front five. All right.
Car, man. Daniel Johnson is the worst player. Bro, you can't play him out of position. How he's the worst player? I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people think he's the worst player, and then how he's good at Preston when he comes to Jamaica he's not good. Cause Preston keep on playing in the right position. Number 10 is his position. You're gonna put Maggie there. Do not give you defensive solidity. You get where I come from. What you want to do? May I ask you a question? What you want to do as a coach? You have to look at this logically, against USA, They have Tyler them a crunch and body tackle, Yeah, me Kenny there, and then probably gonna start legit, Where you going as a coach? Start Daniel Johnson. I will start Daniel Johnson and bring in Maggie in the game.
All right. So let me say this. So let me just respond to a couple of things here quickly, Alex. Ishmael King, Watson can't handle 45 minutes against them Americans. All right. So who is going to play besides Speedy? Again, that is why the squad selection is the problem. And people, remember management tell this. I am sure that before we get to America on the 4th of October, there are going to be changes. I cannot see Ethan Pinnock recovering from his hip injury to be available.
So if Ethan Pinnock not there, then man, who you think they're gonna bring? They're bringing back Kevin Stewart.
Well, who they are going to call, I don't know. But I am sure that Ethan Pinnock is not going to be available. I will watch this weekend because I'm also skeptical of Liam Moore availability.
So my master they want to play a back three against USA.
We can't play a back three. You have to have 3 center backs and somebody to recover or to replace them. That means you need 4 center backs. But with the injury, right? That means if one get injured, you can always bring on one in the back three.
But master Maria Padede.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, Alex, is I believe, like, until I see Ethan Pinnock arrive, I don't think Brentford is going to release him because of his injury. Unless I see him playing this weekend. If I see him playing this weekend, it's a different issue. If I see Liam Moore playing this weekend, Liam Moore team had a game yesterday and he wasn't a part of it. So how is he? So the hope is that I would want them to recover. I'd want them to recover and be available because it gives us a better opportunity. But a hip injury is not something you get over in 1 week. It's a hip injury that caused him to come off the field in the 43rd minute at his club. How then am I going to believe that he's going to be fully recovered? I'm not a medical doctor. I don't know the extent of the injury, but I have doubts that he's going to be available. If he is, then I start him with Lowe. I don't think we have issues in terms of defense, except that I believe we should have a cover for Kemar Lawrence at left back. The issue still remains. Why didn't we have a CDM? The other issue is Shamar Nicholson is on good form, but I also believe that he has some injury issues. And because of the thing with the Johnny Mask that he's having, I'm not sure if it is the best game to bring him on.
Oh boy, Shatta. You're just trolling, man. But you know, Shatta and Maggie related though, man is man.
Huh?
Shatta and Maggie related. You know that, right?
No, sir. Shatta and Maggie. No, who tell her that? Don't make Shatta trick on her, man. Shatta not related to Maggie.
Maggie father, man. Maggie.
Brown Man Security. That's a very good question. You know, I am wondering if they name the squad, and then the players are reached out to, and then the players. I am thinking that the players will say, you know, I have some injuries. I should be okay. Send in the request. Right? I'm thinking that that is the process because it's easy for Shamar to say, yeah, man, I want to come and play. Yeah, Ethan Pino could have said, yeah, man, I want to come and play. Send in the request. However, that don't mean the players has fully recovered. Again, if you watch the league this weekend and you don't see Ethan Pinnock for Brentford, then how am I going to believe that he's going to be available for the national? You understand what I mean? That is part of the issue that I am having right now.
So we just watch and see no manage, man. As you say. I mean, if Ethan Pinnock can lay more in a player, what you gonna do? You have to bring in Gregory, you have to bring in another CDM. So bring in Kevin Stewart, because Kevin Stewart he did on the bench being club the other day in the last game. So bring in the man.
Yeah.
Management, I tell you already in the management, the contract thing they did sign in the management. The players then come out and say because of Tapper, they have reason with the head coach and then sign. It's a Tapper obligation to put some of these players in the team, management. Think about that, management.
That's a long. I mean, Alex, I've been over that issue for a very long time. I've been through that issue.
Where only Fisher though? Only Fisher not even starting club in the top form team club. Go only Fisher do your team here. Watch only Fisher, management. We go Ireland and watch only Fisher play, right? And my only Fisher get the ball, I be a back off him man them. Confront the man, the bad man. Be a back off management.
Like I'm not measuring those things because watch this. So my issue is not whether O'Neil Fisher is good enough or not. Here's my issue with O'Neil Fisher being selected. Why select 3 persons who play right back? Why select 3 persons who play right back and only 1 person for left back? That is my issue. My issue is, I'm not even going to question his quality. I could, but I'm not going to do that. What I want to know, why would you select 3 persons who play the same position and only 1 who play a next position? In other words, your selection is saying to me, you need ample cover in this particular position, which is right back. Why don't you have the same cover at left back? Follow me now. If I'm bolstering my right back position, why am I not bolstering my left back position? Why go with 1? That is the issue. And here Fresh God is saying it. Pinnock will not come based on what I see. More still injured and his team played, I think, yesterday. And he was not on the bench for his team. He was not on his bench. Bowser, let me say this to you. Balakar, let me say this. Bowser, I want to play. I want to see Bowser in the team playing, though he misses opportunities sometimes. My question is, why would you risk Bowser when you have a Mikel Antonio who can fill the gap? I don't think we have a position there. I am saying to you, because of his injury, unless I see him playing, training don't mean the club is going to release him. Seeing him in a training running well is different from playing in a match. The club may still believe that there's a risk of him getting further injured. However, they have selected him, which is fine. But being selected don't mean you will be released to play. And I'm saying I don't have to risk him. I don't have to risk him because I have good quality in that position. Why would I risk? If I believe that Bowser is the best center forward in Jamaica, why would I risk him getting further injured when I have a good enough replacement? Even if I say he's better than, say that I believe, like Balakar, that he's better than Antonio. All right, Balakar, let me go with you. He's better than Antonio. But Antonio is decent, Balakar. Let me work with your logic. Why then would I risk him? In the same way, Leon Bailey could have played, but because of a slight injury, he opted not to. Why would I risk Bowser when I have somebody to replace him?
Bowser better than Mikel Antonio.
No, I'm just working with his reasoning, right?
Oh, okay.
And here you have it, Jason Ferran. We have the potential 4 right backs if we include Maps. Why not get that's what I'm saying. Why we didn't drop Fisher and invite a left back? All right. So Ishmael. All right, so fine. Let's reason, Ishmael. Let's reason. All right.
Oh my God. I just laugh.
Let's reason. Hold on. No man. I mean, it's opinion. We're here to solve issues. All right.
Of course, man.
All right. So Ishmael, let's look at it. Why would you take? You have the option of choosing a left back who impressed Greg Lee. He impressed for the national team when he played in Saudi Arabia. He's available. Why would you select someone who plays right back, doesn't get a game at right back? The coach don't trust him enough to play right back when the right back isn't playing well. Why would you take that person and put them as cover at left back? Hold on, Alex. Why would you take that same person and put them at left back when you have a left back in Amari Bell or Greg Lee?
But I say Greg Lee, so when I comment, I say Greg Lee have hamstring injury. But if coach trust him in the first place, why you pick him then, man? Eh?
Yeah, man. Chorus Carnegie, I hope I get your name right. Yeah, man. Listen, when the game starts, I support the team. And that's why I said today, I'm trying to keep it positive. You notice I'm not trying to beat Coach Whitmore. I'm going to give the coaching staff, the selectors, the benefit of the doubt that they are highly intellectual when it comes on to understanding players and all of that. And I'm at the lower rank of the ladder when it comes on to coaching astuteness. I'm going to give them all of that. So I'm trying to be as positive as possible. But some of these things don't seem logical in my little peanut-sized brain. Let me put it that way. They don't make any sense. I'm not arguing with him carrying like Javon Watson. Bring him. But man, for heaven's sake, just bring a CDM.
Why not bring back my collector and put my collector there? So what happened to my collector?
Even that, what is the probability of Bowser worsening his injury from a kick in the face? Shatter, you're really serious. Oh my. I mean,
Bowser saying good to go up on Instagram page. I shall look a swallowed.
Let me tell you something with Shamar. Listen, I don't like. It's not like I know him personally, but listen, if Ball is going to play, Shamar wants to play. There are players who are like that. This man loves playing from country, and he loves playing football. He's one of those footballers. I mean, he would even play injured.
Big up DJ.
You understand me? And sometimes you have to protect people from themselves. We have to protect players from themselves. David Nicholson, is this confirmed? Or because he has been playing for his club recently, did he get injured like a couple of weeks ago?
Man, I'll check it out and come back and see if it's true.
Yeah, man. All right. Go ahead, Alex. Yeah. Balakar. Man, stop talking. You never hear me say Antonio better striker. Can learn off of him. So stop. I think you're saying stop. Balakar, you need to Balakar. If you're going to discuss things on the platform, you have to think intellectually and listen before you comment. All right, we have to have proper conversation. Listen what I said. Let me work with the logic you're thinking. Even if we believe, let me say it again, that Shamar Nicholson is a better center forward than Mikel Antonio. Even if we believe, even if that is out there, let's work with that logic. You did not say it and I did not say it's better. Let's work with that logic. Why would you risk him when you have a Mikel Antonio that is just as good? That is the logic. Come on, man. Make a reason the thing properly. Don't risk him. That's what I'm saying. Come on, man. Let's reason the thing properly. Come on, people. Let's reason the thing properly. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. You have to know it. DJ Liverpool Romain. You have to let us know who the player is. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. David Nicholson, we're going to check on that because I know that Greg Lee played recently and looked very well for his club. So I don't know unless he got injured recently, but he had recovered from the injury that kept him out of the team. Because remember, if you remember coming out of the Gold Cup, out of the Saudi Arabia game, you know, he was one of the players who got very high marks for his performance because he did very well. And then he got injured. He was not fully recovered for the Gold Cup and for the first set of games. But he's doing better now. And he is ready. He's ready. So I am saying, all I'm saying is that we never had to select 3 right backs. When, like someone suggested, when we had Mariappa, we could have put him in. And I also believe that just as protection, we could have brought in Kevin Stewart for this one game to cover. Listen, Anthony Grant is in his 30s, you know. You can imagine if Anthony Grant, God forbid, gets injured in, say, the Canada game, we're back to square one, going up against Honduras. This is football. We need to have ample cover in all the positions on the field. The team cannot be so top heavy. We are top heavy at the center forward position. We are heavy, but light in the middle of the park. And now we are speculating in terms of our defense. And that should not be the case. That should not be the case. We have to get this right. We have to get this right. Because when match day comes up, all of us shouting, Jamaica. All of us want Jamaica to win. All of us want Jamaica to do well. But we have to look at our selection process. We have to look at the selection process. And I know that when the players do good, we praise them. But when they do bad, we have to criticize them. All right? So, again, you saw my 11 earlier. Dima, what you're saying, that the squad, we should find a good 11. All right, so let's go through that for this last portion. So let me select the 11 and you guys tell me what you think. All right? Tell me what you think of this 11. We're going to look at it. Tell me if you believe that this 11 is good enough to get a win against the USA. And this is based on the fact that the players are all available. I doubt it. I doubt that some of them will be. You understand me? But let's see. Let's hope that Ethan Pinnock recovers and the club allows him to come and play, because we want the best for Jamaica. We're not here because we're trying to, we want to see Jamaica win. We want to see Jamaica do well. All right. One thing I can tell you is that the coach is very fond of. I know that the coach is very fond of Kemar Roofe. You understand me? So, whether or not he will start is I don't know. Should he start at center forward if Shamar Nicholson is not fully ready and fully fit? All right. So Demo, you said that the squad people. What do you think of this 11? This is an 11 that Balakar had some hand in because he and Shatta want to see McGee in the starting 11. All right, so let's look at this 11. All right, what do you think, people? Um, so we have Andre Blake, Kemar Lawrence, Ethan Pinnock, Damian Lowe, Alvas Powell, Javon Watson, Damian Williams, Tyreek McGee, Jamal Lowe, Bobby Reed, and Shamar Nicholson. All right. So, where's Balakar? Balakar said that he would start Shamar. So, I've put Shamar in. All right. So, switch Haka with Speedy. Speedy's in there, man. Speed, get Anton. So, we want Ian Campbell. You're giving that squad 0 out of 11. All right. So, we're going to change. We're going to change Watson with DJ and Shamar with Antonio. All right, so let's do that. All right, so let's go Michael Antonio. Michael Antonio. Yeah, so Michael Antonio replaces Michael Antonio is going to replace Shamar. All right, and Daniel Johnson. All right, so there you go. Upgrade squad that management. All right, so Balakar, what do you mean you just watch the program? Come on, man. You know your input is needed, brother. Come on, man. Don't bother get so soft, man. All right. So we have changed. So now we have Speedy, Daniel, Tyreek McGee, Bobby Reed, Jamalo, and Michael Antonio. All right. What say you? What say you? Ian, how does that look? Demo says much better squad, but you want to drop Tyreek McGee and put in Kemar Roofe up there? Richard. Richard, the Twiddle Wings General. Welcome, man. Richard, here's what you have to do, you know. So the link, we have to protect the link, you know. If you hit me on Instagram, I am sure sports, I can send you the link so you can join the show, because we have to manage how we for this one occasion. Normally I don't put the link in the comment section, but for you, Richard, for this one time I'm going to do it. So you can join, and then you can come and help me answer some of these questions. All right. One left back. Agree with you, Ian, and listen to Ian's comment. The squad is unbalanced and risky injury-wise. 3 right backs, 1 left back. No, yeah, injured Pinnock and injured Nicholson. That's what I'm saying. And let's see if we can get this. If things will change. So what you're saying, Jaros, you would replace. Okay, you would replace Alvas with Javane Brown with Alvas Powell. All right. Let's we're not going to find it. I don't think we're going to find Robert King where Roofe should play. How much do you give? How much do you give the starting 11 out of 10? I see Fresh got a 6.5. We need more than 14 players, man. Remember, we are supposed to make 5 changes. In the qualifiers in CONCACAF, you're allowed to make 5 changes. Yeah. How much do you give this squad out of 10? Balakar, how much do you give this squad? 7.5. So, Richard, how you doing?
Good evening, management. Are you hearing me, sir?
We're hearing you loud and clear, man. Loud and clear.
Give thanks. Man is man. I have 2 devices on the go. I am monitoring the situation, and this could be a code red. This could be a code red, but I've come to Manning's Man, I am sure sports, for I deem you to be a voice of reason, coolness, calmness, and insightfulness, sir.
Thank you, man. But what are your thoughts, Richard? We're having some challenges, so I can outline them to you. One, we're not sure of the status of Ethan Pinnock, who was injured in his team last game against Liverpool. He came off in the 43rd minute, but he has been named into the squad, though he has a hip injury. Liam Moore is also out, though he was in his team squad for the game they played yesterday. He was on the bench and never played, but he's coming back from injury. All right. We also, Anthony Grant is not available for the USA game. And Ravel Morrison has not been named into the squad for these 3 sets of games. So Michael Hector is not in this team either. And Kevin Stewart, so far as we know, is not named. What are your thoughts?
Well, Manning's man, I'm going to play advocate here. I'm going to play advocate. I am coming with a voice of reason, and I may be the first on air that is going to attempt in some way to defend and possibly promote the best of what we have. Get me now? What we have to fight for Jamaica and qualification through this octagonal tournament. Manning's man, can I go straight to the point and just throw some points at you, sir? This squad, thank you, sir. This squad selected by Tapper and co. Okay, do you see a steeliness, a resolve in this 23/24-man squad that can cope with the rigors and demands of CONCACAF football?
Let me tell you what I see from this squad. I see a top-heavy squad, an empty belly, and an unbalanced defense. That's what I see.
My lord.
Top-heavy, without a belly, and unbalanced defensively. That's my humble opinion. And I can explain. My reason for that is I think we have several persons who play this. We have Andre Gray in this team, Shamar Nicholson, Mikel Antonio, Kemar Roofe, Jamal Lowe, and Javon East, who all play center forward, though they can drift to either side. All right, we have 3 right backs, in my opinion, and only 1 person who plays left back. We have only 1 CDM who is presently active and playing football, and Grant, who is not available for the USA game. He's a part of the squad. Everybody else in this team are players who play other positions that would have to convert to play in the CDM. It is not their preferred position. So for me, the belly is empty, the top is heavy, and it's just like a man have a big chest, no 6-pack, and his legs are wobbly. It's ill-shaped. That's how I see it. He goes to the gym, he builds up his chest and his shoulders big, but his belly is No, there's no six pack there. You check
Oh
his
God.
thighs going down, they're wobbly and weak. And you're asking him, brethren, you know, if you're going to the gym, you have to work the whole body. This is this is our C. It's like a man who is just going to the gym and focusing on one particular area of his body.
My Lord. My Lord. Man is man, I hear you. And amidst your jocularity, I'm going to throw another point at you, towards you, sir. Financial, dire straits. Could this actually be in part a financially led, backed decision? Has there been any interviews as of now from the JFF, from Tapper, regarding the composition of this squad? It could well be the case that there may be financial issues also involved in this 23/24 man squad. But can we have some words from the JFF or Tapper? Where are they? And when can we expect them, Tapper? What are the birds saying?
Well, listen, I believe, like I said earlier, that there ought to be a press conference based on the notable absentees out of the squad. If not a press conference, there should be a press release.
Yes.
Where we know why. For example, Kevin Stewart was not called up. Where it is explained why Amari Bell was not called up. Like some of those notable absentees. Why they were not selected into the team. All right. It can't be a money issue, however, because remember, the players that we're asking for, there's no major difference. In other words, if you called in Kevin Stewart, there are other players coming in from England. So what? There are already other players coming from England. There's no. I don't think his plane ticket is going to add to the budget in any great numbers based on what we already have.
Well, should it be? So. Well, a little clarity, man is man. Is it meant to be a 30-man? Is that usually the number, a 30-man squad for these types of games, or is the 23-24 the usual in this situation? How are our CONCACAF rivals shaping up?
Let me say this way. USA has 26. Canada has a 26-man squad, and Honduras has a 26-man squad. Jamaica has 24. We could have, what I'm saying is that we could have gone for 2 more players.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. Shed some light.
So let me just hold on. I'm going to come to your next question, but let me help Shatter because he doesn't like the man going to the gym analogy. So let me use a female Shatter. So there's a female, and she has big bust, right? But there's no belly and there's no butt, and her knees are knocked, right? And skinny, right? I hope that helps you to better understand the point I was making with what I think the squad itself looks like. All right. And then Ian is saying Stewart is fit, Tapper is trying to destroy, in my humble opinion. And I don't know why this is why I'm saying that if there was a press release, we would know why Stewart has not been selected. Because listen, information helps you to better understand. If Richard, if I explain to you and give you logical reasons why I don't do something, it becomes easier for you to understand. But when we look at it, to us it doesn't make sense.
Man is man.
But go ahead, you had the next question. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, let me stick on what you've just alluded to. Can you give me a breakdown? Because I joined during the Gold Cup campaign to get an insight and follow the ups and downs of Jamaican football and national team. Can you describe and tell me what the JFF and Jamaican football has been like over the last 20 years? Well, post the Reggae Boys of '98, in terms of their transparency and willingness to give press conferences and press releases. how does this current setup compare? Because I've heard in some circles that this is the most transparent JFF we've had for a while. What say you, man?
All right. So transparency is on two different levels. This JFF probably because of FIFA stipulation with all of the problems with Jack Wan and Seth Blatter, there has almost been, in terms of FIFA operationally, globally, a need for greater financial transparency. So we need to separate that. Back in 1998, the transparency level, I don't think was great because those FIFA stipulation was not there. It was Captain Horace Burrell, the late Captain Horace Burrell. So a lot of what was happening internally in terms of finances, the public was not exposed to. So that's a different level. What is happening now is that you can see the audited statements if you want and all of those things. Whether they are accurate or not is a different thing. There's transparency at that level because of FIFA stipulations. What the 1998 camp had is that every time a team was selected, Rene Simons would sit and talk about it. Captain Burrell would come and talk about it. The players were interviewed and they were spoken to. So people know why Gregory Messam was dropped, why Fabian Davis was dropped, why Peter Cargill was called in. People knew why Fitzroy Simpson and Paul Hall came into the team. People knew why Walter Boyd was excluded. People know why Anandi Lowe played. So people knew what was happening because Rene Simons and the team around him, the Horace Reed and the late Captain Horace Burrell, and the Gen Sec at one point was McIntosh, Howard McIntosh. So there was greater communication when it comes on to what was happening with the team. And you were hearing from the players. Warren Barrett, who was the captain, would speak. Peter Cargill would speak. The Fitzroy Simpson, the Paul Hall. So when it comes on to the general footballing aspects of things, more was heard, more was known, and more was seen. And I think that is the difference now. We don't know what is the premise for certain squad selection, why certain players are excluded, because we just don't hear. I think that is the distinction. But in terms of what is happening financially in the boardroom, because of FIFA stipulations, that information is readily available.
Man, well explained. But I'm going to suggest that we have, as fans, plenty of reasons to be both not surprised and disappointed. Listen, in London, England here calling, and I'm used to lines of communication, people being held to account, the likes of Gareth Southgate having to justify and explain, just as Rennie Simons did, team selections as well as omissions. What's the Jamaican media saying at the moment? The Observer, the Star, and the buzz on the radio. What's the word on the street with the radio presenters and the hosts in the sporting channels? Are they not, if not kicking up a fuss, asking questions and getting some interviews?
Balakar, hold on there, Richard. Balakar, where are you, Balakar, man? Balakar, calling for Balakar. Check. Balakar. I don't understand. Balakar, come back in the place. All right. But let me say to you, I know that there was one radio personality and on one of the talk show programs, the sports talk show program, and this is what the person said. He said he was trying to call the coach to have a conversation with the coach, and the coach number rang without answer, and then the next journalist did, and they're just not getting through. So there has been attempt, at least from what that person said, that they can't get through. So I don't know if there is going to be down the road, but I know that there has been a very difficult task to get the coach in particular to do interview. One of the things that was in the Gold Cup, it was a part of the Gold Cup for the coaches to be interviewed. And so he had to do it. And so we were aware of certain things.
Okay.
And I think part of, I, and I'm not trying to defend anybody, please, but I think part of that could be this. There is such discord in the team. I'm talking from leadership to players, that people don't want to go to the media because they believe questions will be asked that will bring certain things to the fore that they don't want to discuss. So it's just like if a man and his wife, he's a popular personality, and he and his wife, or she and her husband, are having marital issues, and they're supposed to be interviewed. They may shun the interview because they are afraid that the media personalities may want to go into those issues. That's what I think happens sometimes, in my humble opinion.
That could well be the case, Mannings. But Mannings, is this a situation? I asked on another show a couple of days ago, and I'm going to bring it up again just to get another perspective from your good self, Mannings, man. Does this reflect the nature of Jamaican society or societies, or is this something unique to the JFF, this particular regime? Because this particular iteration, in terms of its communication or lack of thereof, its poor relationship with the Jamaican fans in general, I think it leaves so much to be desired. How reflective of Jamaican society is this isms, schisms, no comment, see you when we see you, no accountability? How well does this reflect and portray Jamaican culture and society? Because going forward, you know that we've got a host of UK-based players of Jamaican and Jamaican extract who are going to be looking potentially to play for Jamaica. This is not a good look, Mannings, man. It's not a good look.
But generally, let me say it this way. Generally, in society, one of the issues we have, I think, is how to deal with conflict and how to manage conflict. And like I've said to people, I think one of the biggest challenges with our coach, I'm not going to question his technical or tactical ability. It is managing the different relationships, managing the players, those above you and those below you and those beside you. And any proper organization in these modern times must understand the need in good leadership to manage all relationships, because you need leverage and influence when you have certain positions of leadership. And therefore, to operate effectively in these positions, you have to manage all your relationship best. It doesn't mean that all the time you get along with all the people. It means that all the while you put each relationship in its proper place and deal with it in a right way. And one of the biggest issue we have as a society, and it creates, I think the perceived division with our football team is a reflection of a division in society in general, that we have not yet come to a place where we can put aside our differences, manage the relationship for the greater good. And this is what I've been crying out for, that everybody needs to sit down and say, what is the big goal? The big goal is qualify for the World Cup so that 10 generations from now, 5 generations, 4, 3, our football community can improve and grow and get better. Why? Because of what we did in this campaign. Forget about the little issues here and the little issues there, and look at the big picture. If we fail in this campaign, it is going to set us back for our next 20 years. What do we want that? And I think that is the issue, right? That is the issue that we need to resolve. How well are we going to manage the relationships to fulfill the greater end vision or end goal? Yeah.
Manners, man, well said. I'm loath to raise the issue, but I'm gonna put it out there in terms of transparency and being frank. There's two ways of looking at this potential next trio of fixtures. Could this be almost preparation for calling things quits in terms of a genuine chance of making the top four? Or could we be in for the mother of all surprises, man in man? With this selection and this squad, Tapa may have good reason to tap in to the very best that this squad, this 23/24 man, good and true, have to offer. They may come up and surprise us. We've got some lion heart in that squad, and we've got no little abundance of talent. I mean, I'm very surprised how people have not spoken about the likes of Jamal Lowe entering into the equation, a very silky, smart player. Kemal Roofe may be chomping at the bit with something to prove. Likewise, Mikel Antonio. Javan Watson, I don't know much about. What I do know about him is he wears his heart on his sleeves and he's up for a battle. Can we uplift and give the positives from this squad? Can they surprise us, Manning's man?
Listen, I stand to be surprised, Richard, and I'm a loyalist to our football. And so I believe that at the end of the day, when the game starts, I'm 100% behind the team. But one thing I know, and I can use an example of a team in our local league. We recently had the semifinals of our
JPL,
the local Premier League. And
that's right.
There's a team called Mount Pleasant. In fact, people at 2 o'clock, we have a regular JPL preview show. We love speed. And so I'm going to end this stream at around 1:45, and so we can prepare for that one, right? And Mount Pleasant has the most money, and they started out with the best talent. They had Wally Downs as coach. They had Paul Teagat Davis. They have the best training, probably equipment and facilities. I mean, here's the issue, Richard. No matter how talented you are, no matter how you wear your heart on your sleeve, if there is not unity in purpose, you're going to fail. Without unity of purpose, people are going to fail. And until we can find a unity, no matter how good Jamal Lowe is, if when he comes into this environment, there is not a welcoming experience, there is not a joy, I am happy that you are here. Remember, one of the principles of life is that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I want to be in an environment where I know that I am loved and appreciated. We may not agree on all things, but you appreciate me being here, and we are going after the same thing. If that doesn't exist in a changing room in football, you're bound to fail, no matter how talented you are. And that would be my answer to that. And I've been saying that the first video I did on my channel, when you listen to my intro video, it speaks to this very issue. This is not a new thing for me. From the very beginning, this has always been my opinion. Until we come together and mend the relationship, stop calling ourselves the Reggae Boys. I understand that this is Jamaica national football team. This is not for local players. This is not for English-born players. This is not Coach Tapper's team. This is Jamaica's team. And when we step on the field, we are all Jamaicans with one vision. And if we don't have that, we're going to continue going through this process of discord that's going to cause disconnect, and it's going to cause a breakdown of football generally. That is, go ahead.
Go ahead, Manners. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. No, man, you can go ahead. Man.
You have once again lit up lit up the show with your clarity and your exposition of the highest order. Man is man. Going forward. All right, hold on. Let me just in fact, let me get this point out. Going forward, Jamaica, I believe, will only increase its amount of quality players ready to play for the national team. Is it safe to say that this current regime, this current JFF organization, has not done the best of jobs? And going forward, we may be financially hamstrung going forward. But what do you think are the key elements? What will it take? And does Jamaica have the structure, the infrastructure, and the personnel to prepare for the influx of the Mason, Holgates, and the various other names, Stewarts, and so on and so forth, that are going to be available for Jamaica going forward in Nations Cup, Gold Cup, and World Cup qualification?
Listen, I'll say this. I've seen, and I can use community-based stuff, companies. You don't have to have the best equipment. You don't have to have the most money. But if you have vision and unity, you can accomplish great things. There's a story, don't know if for the people who know Bible, about this Tower of Babel, how the people were building, and all of them were of one heart and one mind, and they were building a tower all the way up to the heavens. All right? The point is that when people love and respect each other and operate in unity, there are many other things that they can ignore. And let me tell you what I mean. Even with the lack of financial resources, if there's unity, Richard, the people can accomplish much. And I think before we can, like, even the money issue, like money is, I tell money that money is currency. It is current. It's always moving. And money is attracted to unity. Where people see unity and oneness and success, money follows it. You see, I always tell people you don't have to chase money, you know. If you do what is right and you keep doing well, money will accompany you. It will follow you. So here's the thing. You can't go looking for money when what you're doing is failing. So what you need to do is to fix your failure and start progressing. And people will put money to it. I tell people this, right? So when I employ people, I always say to them, when they ask for increase, I always say, listen, you must be paid. You must be so good at what you're doing that people pay you for doing it. Because I started out volunteering, but I was doing it so well that people said, no, I mean, you are so good at this. Let us pay you. And here's what. At that point, I was able to tell them what I want. The point I'm making is simply this. If you start doing right, you're going to have success. Where there's unity and vision, you're going to succeed. And when you start succeeding, people are going to give you money. That's it. You can't go and get money. Nobody's going to put money in a bank that is collapsing. A stupid man does that. You're going to look for the most stable bank to put your money in. In other words, until we can restore stability through unity and clear vision, money won't attach itself to it. And that is my point.
What comments are you seeing on the screen before I ask another question if I have enough time, management? What's coming in?
Because I see Demo and Ian having a peaceful battle, but I don't know. It looked like Demo just have Ian against the rope, and Ian Campbell is like coming off the ropes and punching back Demo right now. It's Anthony Joshua versus who?
Uzek.
Uzek. So let's see who is going to win. If Joshua is going to rebound. Ian Campbell or Joshua Uzek? Which one? Because Demo Dre look like he has you on the ropes. Yeah. But let me take
Management.
comment from Philip.
Go ahead.
They don't look towards the future for the people, just looking for themselves. Yep. There you go. Yeah, they look for themselves, and that's it. You know, leadership is about being selfless, man, not selfish. You have to put the people first. And this is what I want the players to think. I want, like, a lot of these players in the team now, they are earning a lot of money.
Yes.
All right. I want them to realize that if this campaign fails,
Yes.
many players in Jamaica are going to suffer.
Uh-oh.
So I want them to think about the fact that this is not just about them. The legacy of this campaign, good or bad, will have an impact on the next generation of footballers locally in Jamaica.
That's heavy stuff, man.
I want them
That's
to
heavy.
get. We have to get that vision to get this campaign back on track.
Do you think we can still wait a minute before I ask that question, that $1 million question? Manager, I've not asked you this before, so I'm going to ask you now, and you're going to be on record. Looking at this 23/24-man squad, which I've had a good look at, and then cast your mind back to the recent Gold Cup campaign. Were you on the wagon that suggested that Jamaica in that Gold Cup had a squad led by the self-same Theodore Tapper Whitmore, a squad capable of at least the finals and a good chance of winning it?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe we had a zone that we could come out of. When we got through, we could have, with better tactical decision, we could have done better. And again, you could tell that there were some issues in the squad. I still believe that we have, on paper at least, on paper and talent, we have a good enough group of players. When I think about Leon Bailey, Mikel Antonio, Kemar Roofe, Damian Lowe, Andre Blake, Kemar Lawrence, Tyreek McGee, Ravel Morrison, Anthony Grant, Kevin Stewart, calling all the names, Devon Speedy Williams. When I look at Jamal Lowe, when I look at the players available to us, I honestly believe that we have a good enough talent core to compete in this hexagonal stage and finish at least in fourth position and get that playoff spot.
Octagonal. You mean this current octagonal?
Right, octagonal. I believe that even if we don't make the top three, we have a good enough core of players that can take the fourth place spot and play in the playoffs. Because it's 3.5 slots we have. That fourth place spot is also available. I think so. And I don't think it's a matter of money anymore. It's a matter of unity now. It's a matter of unity. And if we can get the unity right, people, listen, nobody is going to give money into people fighting themselves. People stay out of those things.
Management. That was a very passionate and impassioned appeal and speech. But I'm gonna zone in and try and tie you down to answer this question. If you believe that Jamaica had a good enough squad, if I'm not mistaken, to have competed and got at least to the Gold Cup final, and now you're fast forwarding to this octagonal competition to make Qatar. Can you explain to me how you believe that? And if you believe that, what is the contributing factor aside from the unity and vision? Because this squad has been chosen with an abundance of right backs. It looks like only one left back. There are some surprising omissions, but of the players that are available and the squad available, it is what it is. Tapper Whitmore or the squad, the players on the pitch. Do you think who's going to be the one to actually get us over the line and put us in a better position and pick up as many points as we can? Is it Tapper or is it the players? And if so, which key players would you call out?
So I've said this already. I don't know if you watch my broadcast, but let me tell you this.
No, I joined late. I was at work. So go ahead, sir.
Just watch some of the videos, because let me say it again. The first
All right,
thing is that the captain of the team everything rises and falls on leadership. That's leadership principle. So, all right, it's obvious that Tapa is the coach. Here's what I want my captain to do. I want the captain to say, listen, brethren, we have to stop complaining about the GFF. We have to stop complaining about Tapa. Here's what we need to do. We need to get together our best, watch this, our best group of players. All right? And when we are out there, we're going to fight for the team. Listen, let's stop the isms and schisms with who is here and who is here and who is our friend. The captain needs to call all of those English-based players and the local players and sit down and have a team meeting. Why? Why I believe it is important. When I watch the Premier League, all right, I have Demo joining as well. Let me just add him. When I watch the Premier League, right, and I remember Aubameyang recently said, after the first 3 losses by Arsenal, he said, we had a team meeting with the players and we spoke. Since that time, they have not lost a game. The coach was not involved. Stan Kroenke was not involved. The players met and the players spoke and change came. At the end of the day, there's an important role that the players have in resolving some of this, including the captain of the team. And I hope that not before long this will be done. I think when they get together on the 4th of October, before they train, the first thing they need to do is to have a meeting and everybody speak openly. Who needs to apologize, apologize. And then from there, we can make other decisions. But I think some of this is out of Tapa's hand. In my humble opinion, it's on some of the players because they can help to solve this issue.
Big talk.
All right.
Big talk.
All right.
Good afternoon, guys.
Richard, I'm going to jump on Demo.
Yeah,
Good afternoon, Demo.
Yeah, man, we hear
Greetings,
Demo.
Demo. Bless it.
Good afternoon. I literally have 3 minutes, right?
Go ahead.
Go on, punch you.
All I am saying is, right, I understand the fact that we want to see and transparency. We want all of that stuff. But why is it that everyone is coming out without giving a chance for any press conference to happen or anything to happen? We start beating everybody, beating Tapa for not talking, beating the JFF for not putting out press conference and all of these things. Like, when was the squad announced?
Last night.
Okay, and it's just been a day. Like, we can't give it some time. Maybe by tomorrow morning you hear there's a press conference. Tapa is telling us why Greg Lear wasn't picked because he has a hamstring injury. Why Kevin Stewart never get for come. Like, we can't just give it some time before we start beat and cuss.
So you don't think that at the releasing of the squad there should be a press conference?
Last night in the middle of the night.
Well, don't release it in the middle of the night.
But it was. Remember,
just keeping the night busy. Why you releasing it so late when you can't do it? Well, don't release it until today. Wait until today. You release it then. Why release it in the middle of the night? And you can't do a press conference.
I remember during the Gold Cup, right? I know you said that it was a part of the Gold Cup for coaches that they have to speak to the media.
Yeah.
But I remember specifically that there was a press conference that only the journalists were allowed to be involved, and they did it by Zoom or something like that, right? And I remember a couple of the Sports Explosion people were involved and all of that. No, I am not sure if that is happening or what's happening, but apparently nobody knows why some people don't get picked. But all I'm saying is give it time. Just give it some time. Like if we play the match and you don't hear nothing, then on the beat and cuss for transparency. But just give it a bit of time.
Do you know that there was no press conference for the squad that was up to now? We have been waiting on the press conference for the squad that was selected for Mexico, and there was none. There was no press conference for the squad that was selected for Panama, and we're still waiting, and there was none. There was no press conference for the squad that was selected for Costa Rica, and we're still waiting.
Yeah, but I remember before those games, the day before they talked to Tapa and asked him about players.
Who? No. Let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened. Tapa was asked about Anthony Grant.
Okay.
All right. And when he was, we don't want, not Anthony Grant, Michael Antonio and Chelsea. We don't want We're trying to keep it positive. We don't want to bring up that because that was not a press conference. That was they coming in and going in, and journalists met them at the airport and asked questions. It was
Yeah.
not a press conference, but that's not a press conference.
No, but I'm saying, just like how there was this thing with the media and them, where only them alone could have access. It wasn't out in the public like that. Only media alone were
But
allowed.
it was not a press. What I'm saying, a press. All right, fine. If you don't have a press conference, have a press release.
Yeah, but I'm saying give it time.
But why would you? All I'm saying is that if you're gonna release the squad, you know
Yeah.
that a notable absentee like a CDM
Yeah.
who said he's available, they are going to ask questions. Why would you expose yourself to the criticism of people, knowing how toxic the situation is, when you had the option? Maybe they need time enough. Why wouldn't you just do it?
Thing? Is
No,
that a tougher thing?
I'm not saying that Tapper has to do the press release, but
No. I'm saying the release of the squad. Is that a tougher thing when him release the squad, or is that a JFF thing?
well, it must be well, the coach has to finalize the squad. That goes to, I guess, the press officer for the JFF who releases it. But whatever is going to be said about a player's omission, it is the coach who would have to direct them as to what to say, because the press officer should not come out and say this is why this player is not in the squad unless he is advised so by the coach. So that is why Tapper must do the press conference.
All right. I have to run management, but listen. If by the time TVJ Sports come out, sports news come out, and then you hear a press conference and why this player wasn't selected and so, I hope when you come on YouTube and give an apology, you know. And say we should have waited, you know, before we start.
Listen, man. If I'm wrong, brother, I will be the first. I will come up on this and big up Tapper.
No, but all over YouTube, I see people are complaining why Greg Lear wasn't selected as a left back. That. Like, you should have called Nico Bread. Like, we don't know if the man reach out to players and them say, oh, them can't come or them choose not to. We don't know none of that yet.
Until we know that, we have to ask the questions.
No, but you can ask, but don't beat. Ask.
I like you.
I don't like what
Tapper do.
So who is beating?
I see people in a year comment section. I say Tapper don't want us to go to the World Cup. You know, he might try and best for not go to the. What kind of nonsense that? What national coach who have been to the World Cup himself would
not want
to try to sabotage your team from not going to? What kind of nonsense them they? I not understand them for my thinking. So I'm just saying, just give it some time. If by sports news come and you hear nothing, and tomorrow morning you hear nothing, then you no beat. I mean, it's not like JFF have a good track record as it relates to transparency anyway. But I'm saying give it some time before we start beat them. Zine, I'm already 3 minutes later than we should have been. So big up yourself, boss.
All right.
Big respect.
Yeah, but that's a
big respect.
All right.
I love that. I love that. Is that gentleman in Jamaica?
No, he's not in Jamaica right now, but he's Jamaican. He's my brethren that always on Sports Frenzy. Good look at channel that they have.
All right. What did you make? Oh yeah, go ahead.
No man, go ahead.
I was gonna say. All right, I was gonna say, what did you make of his input there? He had a cool, calm head, which is ironically one of the reasons why I came to tune into I Am Sure Sports this evening, to get a considered insight and reaction to the squad view. That gentleman there, he's not ready to jump and beat down and cuss on. He was just saying, all right, take it easy. All right, just level the vibes. Level the vibes.
The facts are the facts. What we are asking, which is reasonable to ask, there are 3 right backs in the team with a next option in Mariappa that could make it 4 and only 1 left back.
Yes.
At the time that the squad was released, there should have been a press release saying Greg Lee is unavailable, Amari Bell is unavailable, so we know that we're short in this area, but we believe this player is able to cover for this game. Do that. Or when you release the squad, have a press conference. Will it happen? The record has shown that when squads are selected, there is not normally a press conference. Therefore, I think the people are right to ask these questions and discuss them because the general theme has been no press conferences. Will something different happen? We can wait until the end of today. But so far, the indications are there is no press release and there's going to be no press conference. If that changes, then he's absolutely right. We need to come out and say, listen, they did a press conference and here are the facts. Until then, we have to work with the facts that are before us. But at the end of the day, no matter how hard we criticize the decisions, when the game starts, we all want Jamaica to win. And that's just how football goes. Yeah. But people, like I said, that we have the JPL show that is supposed to start at 2 o'clock, right? So we're going to jump off this. We have around 10 minutes to get onto that. We're going to discuss the finals of the JPL with Rudolph Speed and Donovan Duki. So please, if you have the time, you can jump on over because we're going to be there beyond that right as we end the stream. Richard, thank you so much. All the people in the comment section, please, if you have not yet, please like the video, share the video, and if you have not yet subscribe. If you have subscribed, tell someone else that they can subscribe to the channel and show the love. Thanks again to everyone for coming on. Thank you, Richard, for coming on. Balakar, Fresh God, Mark Chambers, Anthony Big Dog, just step on. Ian Campbell, Demo, Kevin Campbell. So many of you. Up Top Boss, Ishmael King, Patrick Riley, Mark Chambers, Jay Ross, Bless Up, Robert King, yeah man, DJ Liverpool, Chorus, Shatta, yeah, Balakar. Can't believe you leave me stranded, Balakar. I can't believe it. Me have to call you Balakar. I don't understand what. Go on. Jez Andrew. Yeah, man. Again, thank you so much for your love, people. Rowan Manning. Stay safe, one and all. Enjoy the rest of the day. Remember, you can join us, over on the JPL show in around 5 minutes' time. Enjoy the rest of the day.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to do just that.
Man. All right, then. Blessings, one and all.